There has been a lot of talk as of late about Palpatine. No shit, I wonder why. Anyway, I want to talk about how it was always planned for him to make a return and discuss my thoughts. But before I do, let me give you some context to recite Kathleen Kennedy's statement regarding it in this Star Wars Celebration interview. To give you some full context, she says, "This has been in the blueprint for a long time. We had not landed on exactly how we might do that, but yes, it was always," and then she kind of gets cut off. Then the interviewer says, always supposed to be in episode 9. So the interviewer is kind of course directing the statement here, and then Kathleen says, yeah, correct. So, fuckheads. I don't know why he called you fuckheads, but let's roll with it, alright? So, fuckheads, I feel like people are blowing this statement from Kathleen way out of proportion. She didn't specify that Palpatine was in the blueprint to be a villain, but only to be in episode 9, which is realistic and furthers my speculation about Palpatine serving a background role, and a bigger threat will reveal itself within the movie. So yeah, Palpatine won't be the villain, is the vibe I'm getting. People have even asked, about what's the point of Snoke, if Palpatine was going to come back in episode 9 all along, but again, I feel like Palpatine is not going to be a major player in the story, and it's all misdirection, and in terms of him being the big bad, I just don't see it, and I don't think he's going to be a major player, to be honest. There was no blueprint for Palpatine being the villain, as Kathleen says, or rather doesn't say. She doesn't say that he's going to be the villain. It was always, the blueprint from the start. There was only the idea of Palpatine coming back in some sort of fashion. She was not specific at all. As I read the quote again, "This has been in the blueprint for a long time. We had not landed on exactly how we might do that." So even she's uncertain, we had not landed on exactly how we might do that. So, whether he show up, what I take away from that is whether he shows up as the main villain or, the main, serving the main villain of the sequel trilogy. So yeah, she just wasn't very specific, man. And better still, I feel like the blueprint, quote-unquote, in this case is just Lucasfilm throwing ideas around. From all accounts, there was no concrete blueprint with the sequel trilogy. I mean, just look how The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi have operated as evidence, in their production. Unless the blueprint was only just how to handle Episode 9. But I don't buy that. I don't buy that for a second, actually. Why would there be a blueprint just to handle one movie, a third movie in a 3-act and even 9, part saga? It just doesn't make any sense. I do wish there was a solid 3-part story built first before the production of the sequel trilogy and The Force Awakens and whatnot, and not just passing the baton over between directors. However, it does seem like Lucasfilm are rectifying that with the hiatus that was announced. A break from making Star Wars movies to clear their heads, let the creative juices flow, and pump out quality stories in a more calculated way is always good. By the way, I did want to add my 2 cents into the Knights of the Old Republic movie reportedly coming out. It's just flat out not confirmed. I feel like roughly 8 grains of salt need to be applied to the sentence here. Like what Hello Greedo said in his video, a Knights of the Old Republic movie might be down in the immediate pipeline. It might not. It's like if she was asked about any Star Wars spin-off, her answer would be the exact same, and Hello Greedo covers that in more detail, and I really like his video on the subject of the Knights of the Old Republic movie. I just wanted to talk about Palpatine being the villain and how it was always in the blueprint, quote-unquote, because I feel like people are misconstruing that. He was, on all accounts, he was in the blueprint to show up in the sequel trilogy. To what role? Maybe even like a flashback. Again, they didn't know how they were going to do it, so I don't know why people are jumping the gun and just assuming, it was blueprint, for a long time that he was supposed to be the main bad guy. This is evidence to counter the main bad guy argument, because why would Snoke exist, you know what I mean? The blueprint was not specific, and better still, Kathleen was not specific in that interview. No, why would she want to be specific? Like, why would this trailer want to be specific about Palpatine coming coming back, the biggest bad guy in Star Wars coming back. It just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I'll make a Palpatine video later. I just want to address this interview, so if that's going to do it for me, please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye. Fuck, my voice was monotone in that video. So I'm just going to go to bed.